when did you get started in drag?
So I started, it was just before I turned 13, and my sister, she was watching Drag Race on Netflix, and I was like, oh, what's this? It's actually really good. And next thing, I just started trying on her makeup, and she started giving me her makeup, and I got to the clothes. And then Halloween, when I was 13, I just threw on my first wig, my first outfit, and it's just been a non-stop party.
So you started at 13?
Yeah, and then the stage debut at 14.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Where was that?
That was in just Crane Lane for a baby drag queen pageant, and I won, obviously. And then that just like set off fireworks. There was a journalist in the audience, and she was like, "Are you Ireland's youngest drag queen?" I was like, "My drag sister is actually a month younger." And she was like, "Shh, you're Ireland's youngest, aren't you?" I was like, "Oh yes, of course." And so that led to like one news article, which led to headlines all over Ireland and just became a massive thing.
As the self-proclaimed only funny German, I do respect it. I do respect the hustle.
Thank you.
I mean, this is kind of, this question's already been answered. How old were you when you did your first performance? You said 14, right?
Yeah, 14.
And it was in Crane Lane?
Yeah.
Do you remember what song you did?
Oh my God, it was Sissy That Walk by RuPaul, and I remember I wanted to know the song so badly because like I was in it for the win, this is my first time performing, and she wouldn't tell me what song it was, but then as soon as those like few notes started playing, I was like, oh, I got this in the bag.
Brilliant. And how was your environment, your family, friends, everything? Were they very supportive of it when you started out?
Yeah, like all my family, they loved it, they were all so supportive. In school, it was a bit of like a hit and miss. Like there was the girls who loved it and they're always talking about it. But then there are the girls that were, now my makeup wasn't good at the time, I'll be honest, but they could see me coming over the horizon, and I think they're starting to get a bit threatened.
They got scared. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough. And would you say that you have better makeup than those girls now? Or?
Oh, girl, looking back, I was like, girl, you had better makeup than in the first place. Like, why are you working? But now, absolutely, for sure.
Brilliant. We love a bit of revenge.
Oh my God, yes. That's why my name's Karma.
Would you say that Ireland has embraced its drag scene?
You know what, I'd say it has, definitely, because, I have my show up in Limerick, and we got funded by the council for it, which is amazing. A few years ago, they wouldn't even pay for their own flags for their pride. So now,
you had to buy your own rainbow flags.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, actually, it was a different counties committee that had to pay for Limerick's pride, but I should have talked about that. That's a different story.
It's alright, you can. There's 20 people in. No,
it's like, I think just like the more months that go by, like the more accepting it becomes, and like the more shows are coming out, and we're seeing so many new queens like pop up. So like it really is growing more and more.
What's the demographic like at the shows, people who attend?
I don't know what demographic means. I'm pretty not smart.
The people who attend. Demographic means what sort of people attend?
We get a lot of students, a lot of artsy students, but we could literally find anyone there. It goes from people in their 20s to people in their 50s and 60s, hen parties to, I don't know, funeral arrangements, I don't know, anyone.
You know what grandfather loved drag? We found so many dresses in his closet after he died. That is brilliant. Yes. Do you have a favorite audience member you met? Any stories of anyone who really stuck with you?
Oh my God, there's so many. Because you just always meet so many different characters, I'd say one. I'm trying to think of the best one for you now. There are a lot of them. When now this can happen a few times, but when audience members will come up and we love giving hugs as drag queens and kisses, but sometimes people don't know that this isn't real. This will come off, and it has come off many times. They'll go in, they'll be wearing the rings, and they'll be like, "I love you so much," and everything will go flying.
Oh yeah, I get you. People don't know when the character ends.
Yeah.
That's very interesting to me because that's the exact same in a lot of art forms. I think in comedy you have the same. When I'm on stage, I'm like myself, but I'm not myself.
Yeah.
So sometimes when people come up to me afterwards and You're like, oh, I got a good joke for you, and it's like the worst, most fucked up joke I've ever heard. It's like, just because I did a bit of comedy doesn't mean you can tell me this horrendous shit.
My joke wasn't that bad, Dan, okay?
It's pretty bad. That's good to know, though. What do you think is Ireland's drag capital?
Oh, Cork, for sure, absolutely. Yes.
Right answer.
Like, I mean, now Dublin Queens won't agree with that, but they're biased.
Do you have a bit of like conflict between Dublin Queens and Cork Queens? Is there a tension?
I think Dublin Queens have a bit of tension maybe with some Cork Queens, but I think Cork Queens are just so focused on themselves and focused on the community. Whereas Dublin Queens, I mean, they literally fight over songs, no joke. They'll be like, I want this Nicole Jordan song, I want this Lady Gaga. Like, they try and claim them, where here it's a lot more like, no, like, please wear my wig, wear my outfit. You know, it's a lot more sisterly.
Well, it's always interesting because it's very similar in comedy, where like all the comedians in Cork all like each other and everyone's very, very happy. And then all the comedians in Dublin just fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
I guess it's the old saying that like people in Dublin think people in Cork are cold cheese and people in Cork think people in Dublin are cunts.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very true. That's good to know. So Cork's the drag capital, Dublin's a load of shite. What about Limerick? Because I heard you're setting up a night over there.
Yeah. Limerick scene, as far as I know, it used to be a lot more vibrant. But since I've been going up there, now, I mean, like a few years ago, you'd have one drag show every 4 or 5 months, maybe. There wasn't really a scene up there. But that's why me and my partner, Tig, hi Tig, we really wanted to start a show in Limerick that like was affordable and just for people to able to come out and enjoy, because I mean, I think every town, every little village needs a drag show, so you can come out, feel safe, and have a drink and have fun. You know?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. You guys, what days are you setting it up? What days is it running?
So at the moment now we have a show at the end of every month. Sometimes 2 if we're lucky, or if you're lucky. Yeah, they've been doing really well. They're going every single time. We have more people coming out, and loads of people thanking us for giving them a scene. And I think that's what like drag is really about. You know, people get into drag thinking like, oh, I just want to look cute and sickening, whereas I feel like your drag should help somebody, and that's really what Gal House is all about.
Amazing. That's I think that's an incredible statement. It's called Gal House, right?
Yeah.
So if any of you are looking to go out for your funerals, Gal House.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Who's your biggest inspiration?
Oh, my biggest inspiration. Oh, you know, I'd say there wouldn't just be one. Cause like there's Karma out of drag, but then this Karma, I mean, like she's literally just inspirations from all over the walls. You know, like one night I could do a good Helena Bonham Carter look. There's a night more Lady Gaga, or then I could come out completely naked. Or the other night, you know, in a full beautiful gown. You know, inspiration comes from lamp posts on the street to neon signs down there to then actual makeup looks, you know, like anything at all you can look at and get something from it, you know.
That's amazing. What does Lady Gaga mean to you?
Oh my god, I love Lady Gaga. I'm a drag queen.
Because everyone who's into drag I've talked to has sort of always mentioned her as someone who's like very openly displayed the aesthetic and never been ashamed of it.
Yeah. It is a bit of a coincidence that so many drag queens, their number one will be Lady Gaga. I got my obsession with her because I remember it was my sister's first communion, and because I'm the younger one and she was getting all this attention, I was going, I want presents too. You know, so my mom, she got me the Lady Gaga CD, and I mean, like since 2009, it's just been a little monster roller coaster. I love Gaga. I love you, Gaga.
Well, she'll be on next week actually, so. Do you remember the first interview you've ever done?
My first interview.
I know you were very young when you did your first. I find that very interesting.
I think my first was the at the pageant. That was my first one of Ireland's Youngest Drag Queen, and I was petrified.
Do you remember what publication it was with?
It was with The Echo.
The Echo, and then because I do a bit of research, I do a bit of stalking before the shows.
Oh God, you didn't bring it with you, did you?
Huh?
You didn't bring the article with you?
No, I'm not gonna read out your answers and embarrass you. No. The interview is right here. No, I do a bit of research, and there was quite a lot of interviews in a very short span of time. Like there were about like 5, 6, 7 interviews with all different Irish publications in the same 2-3 years. Like how did that happen? What happened there?
It literally because the first one came out and I was like, I didn't know what was gonna happen from then. I was like, right, this could just be my little like 5 minutes of fame, or more people could catch on to the story. But more people caught on. Like, I mean, I ended up doing 96 FM, 2 FM, Red FM, Virgin Media News. Like, I mean,
nice, yeah, unbelievable. And you were what, 14, 15?
Yeah, just
That's
14 going on
crazy.
15. Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm 27. None of them want to talk to me, so that's unbelievable. So that's very interesting. What's been like? How has that been for you being in the public eye at a very young age? For something like in Ireland, the drag performances can still be something that inspires ire and some people who are like conservatively minded, you know.
Yeah.
Has it ever been difficult for you to be in the public eye at such a young age?
There was like I'd say a period in time when I was about 15. Because like I mean the first article came out and they started coming out and I was living for all the confidence and the attention I was getting. But then as I did kind of more of my own research into the internet about like what actually was being said about me, like I was finding these websites of these like, I don't know, these dark web chats or whatever, like these just like chat rooms, and just all this like just scrolling of all these people saying that I was being sexualized and being forced to do it, and that like they're saying that my mom was doing it for the attention. I was like, she still has a flip phone. Her Facebook isn't popping off. Like
that's very interesting because when I did the research, I stumbled across a lot of that as well, you know. And to me, a lot of that was very it was very stupid and very like because I know you, like, I know you privately. And when I saw some of the comments and like these old artists be like, oh, he's being forced to do this. And I was like, no one's forcing this. They fucking love the attention.
Yeah.
There's not a single thing you want to do more than this.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite comment was I saw someone call you a groomer. And
oh my God.
You were like 14 in the interview.
Like, I mean, there's actually, oh my God, there is a post on Twitter. It was from Pride 2022 or 2023. And I was like, oh, I never saw this. So I looked into the comments and there was just 100 comments of all these people calling me like a pedophile and all this. And I was like, I'm barely 18. I was 17 going on 18 and I was like,
what? 17-year-old pedophiles in the world.
Exactly.
That's so crazy. That is so
insane.
Stupid. Yeah. Well, I think it's very respectable that you've never let that get to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's incredible. Yeah, give it up. And I kind of want to lead that into my next question. What would be your advice to a young person who's maybe getting into drag, maybe to other queer art, who's in a similar situation than that? What would be your like main advice you give to somebody?
Never, ever listen to the haters, ever, because I mean, like, it all comes from a place of jealousy. If anyone's trying to tear you down, it is not because of you, it's because they're threatened by you and they just don't want to see you succeed. So if anyone was ever trying to get into drag, and you know, it's never too late as well, you know, you could be 50, 60 and try on a new makeup style, try on a wig, get a beautiful little sequin outfit. and just have fun with it, you know, really try and like find who your drag persona is and what you want to do with your drag, and that will get you everything that you want.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Could you see yourself getting into any other creative venues outside of drag? Like a big example in Ireland is always Graham Norton, who's like super famous now, who started out just doing drag shows. Really. Yeah. Could you ever see yourself pursuing other things outside of drag?
I would love to actually be like Graham. Like, I'd love to have my own talk show. That would be great. Like, and I mean, TV every day. Yes,
well,
please.
I'm giving this fucking job. So.
Bye, Dad.
I'm not making enough money to share. I'm making nothing.
But yeah, there's like loads of different things I want to like dip into, like being a DJ, like that would be amazing, like that's unreal. But like even becoming a writer, becoming a director, an actor, like a singer, like I want to do everything. There's not enough time.
I think that's very commendable. I think you should pursue anything you want to do. Especially when it comes to like acting and stuff. Have you ever done anything in that regard?
I have indeed.
Yeah, what have you done?
I won a Bear Film Festival award.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did.
What for? Were you in the show?
Yeah, it was actually the journalist who got me the front row, the first page. she was a director as well. And so she came to me with this idea of a short film of this little boy who was secretly gay and he was dying from a brain tumor. And so this little boy is in hospital and he's on his deathbed basically. And he wants to make his dad think that he's straight. And so he asked him to get him a prostitute dressed as a nun.
It's wild.
It's a wild story.
Yeah, left us for the name. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was like such a fun experience, you know. And then I was just like, you know, I don't even know if this is even gonna be in a cinema, if this is gonna get anywhere. And then it was in a cinema, and it started winning awards, and I was like, oh my god, I am so talented.
Speaking of awards, actually, I watched. I came to watch your final because you recently won. Was it called Shining Stars?
Yes.
You recently won that. I'm genuinely very curious because I've watched like the other episode of RuPaul and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the backstage vibe like at a drag competition?
Oh, now the backstage at this one was like lovely because I mean we're all like sisters and like we all kind of knew each other from the drag scene. So that was lovely. Even like with like the tension and you know you don't want to go home, you just want to put out your best performance. Whereas then if it was like RuPaul's Drag Race or another competition, then I mean like put on the armor, like protect your pearls because then it could get catfishy, you know.
Yeah, no, that's because RuPaul is fake news then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's absolutely that's very interesting. And is there any drag queens in Ireland on the Irish circuit that you'd like to shout out that maybe help you on your journey or you think are very talented?
Oh my god, so many. Hi Tig again at the back. And all the queens in Cork, like the queens in Cork are really just amazing. They are so talented and like it's just they're just even if they like don't even like you, they're still gonna help you because they still want to see you do well, you know. Like the Cork drag scene's very the vibe like, oh how would you say it, like one of us looks good, we all look good, you know, so we're all trying to help each other constantly, which I mean just is like it's just the best here. I love it here.
What's the best look you've seen?
On myself or well
No,
obviously myself.
someone else.
Someone else. Oh my god, the queen of the scene. Everyone was talking about her, Lucina Shining, who hosts the Shining Star. She showed up to Pride this year in this beautiful red sequin gown and these, I can't do inches and numbers and maths, but they were big wings, they were massive, and it had this like sprayed glitter blood in the back with a massive dagger sticking into her, and it was all based on how she was stabbed in the back, and it was just such an amazing moment.
That is what, stabbed in the back by like someone else or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Never had someone do a diss track in an outfit. That's
that's what we do.
When I came to your final, there was someone dressed as a lamb. That was pretty. Yeah, no, like the person was dressed exactly like that.
Oh.
that blew
Poor
my mind.
Ashley, leave Ashley alone.
I'm not. It was impressive. It was impressive.
Honestly, it was that day was amazing. Like we had no idea what to expect going into the dressing room. It was the grand finale, and we all put so much work into our headpieces and our looks. And we got into the dressing room, and we were all just looking at each other like anything could happen at this point, like anything, because we were all so like we all did an amazing job collectively. Like it was really anyone's game.
Yeah. Well, when I watched your performance, you were like you were playing like a stupid blonde American.
Yeah.
He was bringing out like atlases, not knowing where countries are and stuff. What's the idea? What's the inspiration? Where did that idea come from?
You know what? I think I was just like really panicky because this was the last challenge, and I was like, this one has to be good. Like this needs to be pure karma moment, or I can tell a story, have the kookiness, the stupidness, bit of the sexy in there, and then of course like the stunts and the shazams. And so I literally spent like a whole week going through every single film I ever watched, every single like YouTube video, just like trying to find something. And then I remembered this moment from 2007 of Miss South Carolina, and I was like, I am now Miss South. Oh god, she was asked. I think I probably still memorize it just from lip syncing it. But
okay, yeah.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that they should. Our education over here in the US should help the US, or it should help South Africa or the Asian countries so that we will be able to build up our future for our children.
That's something I noticed as well. Is that your performance was everybody was very good on the night. It was an unbelievable thing to see, but your performance was very funny.
Thank you.
It was very funny.
You sound shocked.
I've been to drag nights before, but I've never seen someone put that much comedy into a performance.
Yeah.
And it's comedy is what I do, so I was very impressed by it. I was very impressed by how many gags you had in there. Is like comedy a big influence to you in your drag act?
Honestly, it's really just kind of like it was before, but it's really like taken on now. Before I loved having like a bit of like maybe a quirky moment in there, get a little gag. But since The Shining Star, the first week, I was like, right, I need to start like editing my own tracks and learn how to put stuff together and like being able to create a storyline out of anything that I want. And so from the first week where I did a Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted impression.
I remember, I edited that track for you, yeah.
It was after that I was like, I could really go somewhere with this if I like really just take like random pop culture moments and add them in. So now like, I mean, Karma was good before, but like now I just feel unstoppable.
That's amazing. I have a question I'm personally very interested in. How much does doing a death drop hurt your knees?
Oh God. It depends on how many stretches you do in the day.
Is that what you have to do? You have to stretch like a lot of the day. That is
well, I mean, you don't have to, but it's recommended.
Because the physicality of it is something that, like, when I first started watching drag, was something I really. Like, I didn't expect how like physically demanding it looks.
Oh yeah.
Is there like a regimen you have to kind of keep to be able to perform?
I'd say you'd be very wise to. I mean, like if you want to do the splits and the death drops, it is dangerous as well, obviously. So that's why I wear pads on my knees, thank God. But you will see a queen injure herself every now and again, or it could be something simple, just like a fake nail that's broken off. But honestly, that's worse than a broken bone, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just good to like even just like do your like little, I can't stretch in the stress, but you know what I mean.
What would you like to see happen for drag culture in Ireland? If there's anything that you think could increase the support or really help, what would you like to see happen?
Oh my God, I think a lot of us are just dying for a Drag Race Ireland, even though, I mean, we are a tiny country, like we might get to like season 2 or 3 and that's everyone. Like,
because there's a UK one, right?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So because I know Amazon they did a reality show for like stand-up comedians, for Irish stand-up comedians. So I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a demand for, because I've seen the turnout at the shows. I would be surprised if there wasn't a demand for that. Yeah.
It is. I've heard that it's that it's currently possibly in the making, but right now it is just all rumors going around. But if
never happened on RTE anyway. So
yeah. What it'll be on TG Catherine will be like.
Yeah, too
lip sync to Gorda Hale.
So I'll just have one last question for really, and then we'll wrap this up. What's in the future for you? What is your future plans?
Well, in a few weeks' time, I'm actually going to be leaving the beautiful city of Cork and moving up to Limerick with my partner, Tark. Hi,
Tark! Shout out Tark 3 times. Can we get up a time for driving our best time?
Yeah.
Tark also very, very talented performer.
My God, incredible.
Yeah.
And that really is in the future. I really just want to put so much of my work into Gal House. Because while we're doing good in Limerick, we really just want to make it explode up there and really want to give them what's happening in Cork.
Yeah.
Because Limerick is such a beautiful place as well, and they really do deserve a good drag scene. So there's that, and I mean, who knows, world tour? Like,
would you ever try doing stand-up?
Honestly, I would like to get into it. After,
you should try it.
After The Shining Star, I feel like I could do it.
If you ever want to chat about how to get into it, just chat away to me.
Absolutely.
We'll make it happen.
See you next week, guys.
I just want to say really before we wrap this up that I think especially starting as young as you have and everything you've achieved already is very, very respectable. I think you're absolutely killing it, and I think it's incredible that you got like so much vitriol from such hateful people and it's never bothered you. You've just always exceeded above it, and yeah, Jenny, just congratulations.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.